Hello Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel name is Becky's Land, where I like to talk mostly about my cross stitching. If you are new or if you are returning, I hope you all enjoy what I like to share with you today. It's mostly my cross stitch that I finished during the year. It's not much what I like to show you today because I'm not sure how long I can record today, and if I would stop babbling right away I could have more time to show you my stuff, my cross-stitching stuff. So my lovelies, how are you? How have you been? It's been a while since we sat down and talked, and I really wanted to make a video update every once in a while, but it was a little bit difficult doing it on our tour, and I always tried to record a video and uploaded it, but it really was a little bit difficult. Let's just say it like that. And now that we are back in our little apartment, I thought as I record a video just to let you know I'm okay, I'm still here, and I hope during the winter time I can record a video once in a while, a little bit more often than I did this year. So the year's almost over, we are in November, and I've seen a few of you are already preparing for Christmas. I am not. I'm still in the November mood and have decorated still a little bit fallish things, and yeah, I'm not ready for Christmas yet, so I like to keep it a little bit more in fallish colors. Anyway, I hope life treated you good this year, and I hope you all enjoy what I like to share with you today. I made a few notes. I needed to, maybe I should have rehearsed this video before I record because I'm so out of practice. I apologize if anything isn't what it's supposed to be, and I'm a little bit nervous. It's just like my first video ever. I'm a little bit nervous, so I should do it more often. That gives me a little bit more practice. Before we start, as usual, I like to invite you for a cup of something you like to drink. I don't know, a cold drink or coffee, tea, or hot cocoa, whatever you like. I brought my cappuccino, and I like to take a sip first, and then let's get started. Thank you very much. So, I stitched a few things during the year, always had something in my hoop or in my Q-snap, and always try to stitch as much as possible. So I have a few finishes. I have focused on smaller pieces this year, and I hope to get them finished before the end of the year, and then I can show you what I've stitched and fully finished. Today I thought I only show you the pieces that you might already have seen in my past video that I've been stitching on since last year. For example, there is a Mirabilia piece that I started last year, so, and only show you the pieces that I finished that are a little bit bigger for me for sure, because I usually stitch the smaller ones. So and it's not in particularly order, it's in just what I pick up and what I have on my notes written down. The first piece I wanted to show you is I stitched a piece from, I'm sorry, I have to reach for from Brenda Gervais. It was this Quaker handiwork. I hope it shows right to you. So and I stitched this on Edinburgh flax linen, and I used the recommended thread. The only thing I changed was the border color. I didn't use the called for border color or Quaker border color. I picked some gray. I'm sorry, let's see if I can show it to you. That's what I stitched and finished this year in 2019. And yeah, I changed, as I remember correctly. It's hard to show. Here was something else stitched in, and I stitched in my initial. Everything else, initials, I didn't stitch because that's not me. I just put in a few more flakes or squares, and that's it. So, and I'm pretty happy how it turned out, and I hope one day I have it in a frame because yeah, it should hang on the wall. It's pretty, and I like it very much how it turned out. This was my first bigger piece that I stitched. Anything else to say about this? No, I don't know. That's it. So just a second. Yeah, it's always difficult to remember what I have changed when the time passed by and I stitched something else ever since, and it's hard for me to remember what did I change, what color did I use. If you are interested in anything of my changes, please let me know. Feel free to ask. I can look it up and give you the detailed information, because right now I don't remember. I know I remembered the color change on the border, and but that's it. But I don't recall. I think it was something like suit or something. So the next piece I finished, I showed you when I started it and my progress, and I told you about it. It was a stitch along on Instagram, and I started this in 2018 and never was able to stitch on it. And then somehow while we were on tour, I couldn't stitch the way I wanted to on my rotation, so I took a break from my rotation and picked out a larger piece and stayed focused on it. I think I tend to go to being one at a time stitcher. I get more accomplished. If I have too many things started, I will never be able to finish anything. So anyway, I started and finished this one. This is also a Brenda Gervais piece, and it's called October 31st, and it's not framed this year, but it's finished this year, and it's personalized because I have 2 counting mistakes in there, and I'm not telling you where it is because I think you can't see it and it's fine with me, so let's just let it be. Last time when I showed it to you, I had this tree up. I think it was stitched until here up, and the floss had stripes. You can really see, you could see the stripes, and I didn't like that, so I ripped everything out and stitched it again. This is silk. This is a silk that's recommended by Brenda Gervais, and I tried to I don't know how to say this, so the tree looks like a tree, so not in stripes, and here you can see it even better. It's a little bit more uneven colored, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. but I haven't been able to look for a frame and FFO it, but I'm so happy that I have it stitched and it looks pretty. I stitched this on, let me check, Belfast linen, vintage dune, and I like it a lot how it looks. I didn't like the darker fabric for it. I wanted to have a kind of marbled lighter fabric. I like it a lot. She's pretty. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I would be more happy if it would have been in the frame already, but the day will come, I'm sure. I'm so sure. So what have we next? Let me just check. It's Quaker. We can mark this off, and October 31st. Okay, let's talk about Mirabilia or small finishes first. What would you like? Let's talk about Mirabilia. I stitched, just a second, I'm prepared. I stitched Bluebell, and I showed it to you, I think, last time we visited. I'm sorry for all the noise. I have to bear with that. So I loved stitching this one. It really is a pretty piece. It took me a long time, but I really enjoyed it. She's so pretty. So the stitching is done, and I'm not sure if I can call it a finish. Can I call it a finish when it's stitched finished? But I didn't beat it yet. So just a second. Oops, out of practice. That is Bluebell by Nora Corbett in all its glory, without the beads. Oh, I need to beat her. She is beautiful. I just so in love with her. I made a change on her. The veins are stitched with DMC, and I didn't like that. I don't know, you could see through the linen where you stitched the back stitch, so I put it out and stitched the veins with Krynic, with the veins, the colorful veins, Krynic. And if I remember correctly, I stitched some of the Bluebells twice because I really miscounted very badly, and you couldn't fix that. So I had to rip out a lot and to restitch a lot. But that's fine. It's about the stitching. I enjoy the stitching, and when she's done, and I'm happy so far, and I hope I find the time for the beading, and then everything is good. I like it very much. I remember that I said when I started recording 3 years ago, I think, November, 3 years ago, I started recording Flosstube videos, and I said I never ever will stitch a Mirabilia or a Hate. So it's not a Mirabilia, but it's kind of Mirabilia, and I enjoyed a lot. I really do. In fact, I bought a few more patterns from Nora Corbett that I want to stitch. Yeah, I will show you one day later on. So then I have a few smaller finishes that I recently finished. It is, I have to take this big one. It is another Brenda Gervais. It's the November wordplay. I have now stitched almost every single month, and I stitched almost fully finished almost every single one. This is the last one I have to fully finish. Let me just think. I don't remember. June. I remember I have to fully finish June, and don't know. I have 2 that I need to fully finish, and this is the 3rd I need to fully finish. Now I have to stitch the October and the December. I didn't want to. I'm in no mood for another wordplay. You know that I don't like to stitch a wordplay because I always start the lettering new with a new thread, so it's too much. And but I'm happy how this is looking. It's looking good, I think. I hope you see that the right way, because I see it backwards. Yeah, so that's another wordplay that I finished recently. Then I have a 3rd Santa. Just a second. I showed you in my last video, I think. I'm stitching the Old World Santas, and I have stitched him and him already a few years ago and fully finished and displayed and everything, and always wanted to have all of them stitched. And I have Old World Santas #1, and oh my god, I have so many Santa patterns. Anyway, and I think I showed you him the last time we saw each other, and I was stitching on him. He is finished, and I stitched him. He is finished also. So here you go. This is, I think this is the real Santa. That's how I recall it from my childhood. A Santa should look like. This is a Santa, like a Santa. So this is the Santa I recall from my childhood, as I said. And then I have recently stitched this Santa. Yeah, like it. So someone on Instagram was asking me if I stitched it on a bigger piece and then cut it to size. Usually I only have a size for the hoop and stitched my piece if I stitch smaller ones. But since I knew I wanted to stitch at least 3 of them, I cut a larger piece, and now I have to divide them and make them into cushions. Should have been done by today, but yeah. I have everything ready. I already picked out fabrics and yeah, for the back, but I will one day before Christmas time, I hope. So, and then I finished another one recently. I stitched from Christiane Dahlbeck, and I have this leaflet, and it's really a leaflet because it's so thin and already damaged because I use it a lot. I've stitched a lot of things out of this book several times because it's, in my opinion, one of her best books she published. So, and this is the whole design, and I only stitched the snowman. So, and here it is. He is stitched by now. So, oh, that's difficult with a big piece of cardboard. Yeah, that's it. Hope you can see it good. Yeah, looks good. And I think I'm going with beads here. I will put in a few beads. You will see when I have it fully finished, you will see the piece, I think. And I stitched it on linen with the called for cotton thread. It's from the Danish garn, Blomster garn. I like to stitch with broomstick yarn. I think I told you that. You use one strand over two, and yeah, it's easy to stitch. So, and then I think, I'm not sure if I showed it to you, I have finished the Prancer from the Christmas Eve courier of Nora Corbett, and I'm not sure if I showed it the stitched piece, but now I can show you the beaded piece. Yoo-hoo! People, you really have no idea. So I need to prepare just a second. Everything is falling down. So let me tell you. Now comes the story. I never ever wanted to stitch a Mirabilia, Nora Corbett, whatever. I never ever wanted. And I got this Prancer chart with all the threads, with all the floss and the fabric and the beads as a gift from a stitchy friend in the States. So, and of course I had to try it, and I did. The stitching was kind of challenging for me because of the Kreinig and because of the whisper and what else, I don't know. It was, yeah. So, but I did, and I finished the stitching. So now comes the beading, and another challenge for me. But I did bead, and yeah, it kind of was fun. But most of all, people, this is amazing. This is amazing. It needed the beads. It really needed the beads. That's my Prancer. I'm not sure if I did everything the right way. The stitching, Kreinig, the beading, whatever. But I think it looks good, and usually I'm not a girl who likes shiny stuff, but this is just beautiful. So, can you see the bling bling? Yeah. And after I beaded it, the tree really looked like a tree. Before you couldn't see the tree good, but now with beads you really can see it's a tree. It's beautiful. I can't thank this stitchy friend enough. I somehow lost contact. I don't know why she disappeared, but it is the way it is. But I thought of her every time I picked this up, and I thought of her when I beaded, and now that it's finished, I just love it. Really, I really do. I have to show it again because I'm so happy. I'm so happy. The only thing now is I have no idea how I want to fully finish it. So yeah, we will see. Maybe someday something will strike me and I know exactly that's how I want to fully finish it. But for now it has two clamps on top, and it's on my closet door, and yeah, so I can see it every time I walk by. It's just like I had it for a while on the wall without a frame just to see it, just to adore it, you know, yeah, to admire it. It's beautiful. So, people, I need to take a sip because of all the exhaustion over this beautiful piece. It's really beautiful. And I'm really sometimes a little bit sad that I don't have anybody to talk about it, to share my excitement over this. So my husband doesn't really care, and there is nobody in my neighborhood or friends. They don't really care about what I'm stitching or how I get excited over a new pattern or stash or threads or fabric. So yeah, sometimes it makes me a little bit sad that I have no one to share. And that's why I hope to make more videos, so I can tell you and complain and whine about my misery. I'm not in a misery, don't get me wrong. I got a comment on my last video where someone was telling me I shouldn't call my unfinished objects a box of shame, because shame is such a negative expression. Okay, maybe it is, maybe it sounds negative, but for me it is a shame, because the years before I always fully finished my pieces immediately. I stitched them and fully finished them, and I wanted to have them fully finished, but it's life. I told you all about it. That got in the way, and my box is getting stuffed, and I have so many pieces that needs or wants to be fully finished. And yeah, for me, I can say it only for me. I'm ashamed of it, even if it sounds negative. Yeah, but that's just me, so you don't have to think of your stuff like that. So just wanted to make that clear. Thank you very much. So that was all my finishes. The larger pieces, the smaller pieces, as I said, I maybe can show you next time when they are fully finished. And then I have one larger piece in progress. I think I showed it to you in my last video as well and talked about it. Yes, I talked about it. Blackbird Design Christmas Garden. Blackbird Design Christmas Garden. I have this leaflet here. It's somewhere a bit larger. Yeah. So the colors on the picture look a lot darker than they are in real life. And when I started the piece, I was a little bit, do I like it? But when I was stitching along with it, I like it, I love it. I have to go back a little bit more, just a second, so I can show it to you. That's my progress. It's really slow progress. I admit I'm not stitching a lot on it. I don't always have the time, the nerve to stitch on such a high count, because it's 40 count and it's my first time that I tried out 40 count, and it's really slow stitching on 40 count, and I restitched a few pieces here and there. I don't recall it exactly, but I know I frogged a few times and stitched it again, and I will not stitch the initials anywhere. I'm not sure about my initials or my husband's initials. I'm not sure about the date, not sure yet, but I'm not completely done. I need to fill in here, and then it's done. And I think I leave it just like that. Maybe I put in a few snowflakes here and there, and then it's done. I move this motif kind of a little bit more to over there, because what I didn't like is everything is stuffed here, and here is so much empty space. So I have to see about that, what I will do then. But the colors are so, they are just me. I love them so much. This is not so a bright red and a bright green. It's just a little bit subtle, and yeah, beautiful. I like it, and I enjoy stitching on it, even if it is exhausting. I really enjoy stitching on it. I'm kind of sad that it's soon over. I don't know about you. When I want to start a new piece, I'm so eager to start, and I stitch and stitch and can't put it down. And when it comes to an end, kind of comes to an end, it's nearing its end, I don't want to stitch on it, because I think then it's over. When it's done, it's done. Yeah, silly me. I don't know. So, and I started a tiny little one, a small one, a Christmassy one, out of just Cross Stitch magazine, the ornament issue 2014, and I decided I want to stitch, let me check, here, this one. I'm stitching this one. I don't have the called for linen, so I used Belfast linen, I think, raw. So that's how far I am. I had a part of the tree stitched and this tree stitched in the greenery, and I stitched it in DMC green, but I didn't like it, so I now washed my ivy. It's an ivy color they used for the greenery, and I think it looks better when you have a tree that kind of has some shades in it. And I stitched the head of the snowman twice because I didn't like my stitches, and then I had to rip out the head and everything and had to stitch it twice, but that's okay, that's just me. And what else? I wanted to say something else, I don't remember, so that's it. Yeah, kind of funny, little different to the Blackbird Design Christmas Garden, something a little bit more easy to stitch for me. So that's it. I think that's all I stitched this far, and everything else we will see when I can talk to you again. That should be it for today. I wanted to just stop by and say hello. I'm still here, but sometimes not able to record, and yeah, I wanted something else I wanted to say is about the comments. Thank you so very much for always leaving me such lovely comments and such kind words. I can't tell you how much it's appreciated. I really do appreciate it. Even if I'm not able to answer all of your comments properly, I sometimes I can only mark it with a heart that, you know, I have read your comments or read your comments, and I'm just not able to sit down and write back to you. I hope you can forgive me for that. You are so kind, and you're taking the time watching my video and writing so many lovely words and kind words, and I should take the time to answer you properly, but sometimes it's just not possible, and I try my best to answer your comments, and but I sure will answer your, I try to answer your questions as I offered, and your comments might just get a heart, but that doesn't mean I didn't appreciate it and liked it. So yeah, once again, thank you so very much. And for today it should be it. I babbled on enough, and yeah, thank you so very much for your visit and for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, me rambling on here and having not everything under control. But as I said at the beginning, I'm a little bit nervous, and it looks like I forgot how to do a video properly, Anyway, you know what I mean. My English is bumpy, and yeah, but I don't want to complain. I hope you liked it, even if there is anything not so completely good. Yeah, so as you can see, I can't part. People, please take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful, wonderful November. Don't stress yourself too much about the Christmas decorations. You have plenty of time to do so, and yeah. Until we see each other again, until next time, please take good care. I love you, and a big hug to you. Bye.